Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day.
Hi there, welcome to Stupid O'Clock. I'm Dan Hollifield. Joe Dog is a bit under the weather again, but it's been rather chilly in the eastern U.S. this past couple of weeks, so that's understandable. With me tonight, we got Joe Bachman, John, Dawn, and Zach. And let me get everybody equalized on the screen here.
Yeah. Somebody say
Ah,
baby back, baby back, baby back. No,
Now, Carl, that's a good idea. It must be in the timing going live that we ought to make up a blank card, but giving Joe Dog a blank card, that's asking for trouble. Really. How is everybody?
I went to the Chattanooga Science Fiction Convention, ChatterCon, over the last weekend, and saw Joe there and Donna. And all the, had fun time there, and saw a lot of good people. And let's see what else. Today is Louis Lee's birthday.
I was about to mention that. Thank you. Thank you.
And
Happy birthday, Louis.
yes. And then And then I'm sure Zach has a whole pocket full of rocket news.
We
Did I say
launched.
pocket and rocket in the same sentence? Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure I've done that on air too.
No.
We had a crew launch earlier, which was the first all European crew to go up. Technically, the commander's also American, but he's also a citizen of Spain. So, marketing, they're saying he's from Spain, even though he's flown with NASA 3 times and privately once before this. But it's fine. First all European mission.
Because we got to help those poor Europeans get into outer space.
Apparently. The first U.S. lunar lander in 50 years burned up in the Earth's atmosphere this afternoon. Yes, you heard that right.
Okay, at least it didn't crash into the moon. Which,
Well, that would have been better because at least then they could have said they delivered you to the moon.
it's okay.
I mean, at least
I
there was.
want some
was
details on
ashes.
this now.
You
So
realize,
this lander launched on Vulcan about 10 days ago, which was the first Vulcan flight, which
and
was
did great.
fantastic.
Yes.
Vulcan works somehow. Blue Origin B Ford
Great.
engines work
Really.
somehow. They separated. The lunar lander called home. Everyone celebrated. Everyone went to bed. About 4 hours later, they tried to fire the engine to change its orbit and went, well, that didn't work. Okay. And then they tried again and it didn't work. And then they started looking at things and they're like, our orbit's a little different than we thought. We just lost 90% of our propellant. Oops. We can't get to the moon anymore. Well, they got they got to where the moon would be like today. But the issue was they were going to where the moon would be, circling back, getting pulled back by Earth's orbit, and then going to the moon, firing their engines, and the moon would actually be there, and then getting caught in lunar orbit and hanging out for a month before they land. So they went to where the moon was, went past it, and then came back.
So it's the moon's fault for not being there when they
Exactly. If the moon had just been early, then they would have been fine.
got there. They showed that picture, that one panel where the fuel had leaked and the panel had bulged and buckled.
Yeah, they've released another one that you can see it change like even more. And they don't know what caused it yet. They said something probably with a valve got stuck open when they
That's what they're thinking about.
one of the first burns. The amazing thing is when they first announced we had a leak, they're like, we have 8 hours of life left because they need the propellant to keep the solar panel aimed at the sun or it dies. And then 6 hours pass and they're like, well, somehow we don't know how we have more propellant. We have 12 more hours from now. Well, this became the joke that just kept getting longer for the last 8 days. The last update was, oh, we're good. We got another 52 hours. We don't know why, but the leak stopped. And so they just, it stayed turned on until it burned up in the atmosphere.
My guess is they had a propellant freeze and the valve stuck open. The propellant started leaking out, froze up the valve, and then jammed it. It clogged it. So.
Yep. Which, I mean, could have been done that a little earlier, maybe land on the moon, but they conducted, I'd have to double check the number. I believe it was, they did like 36, for lack of definition, fart burns out of the engine where it, like, whatever propellant had just floated into the engine, they ignited. And they did that 36 times to bring it back down so it didn't hit Australia and get another fine for some country. It landed in the ocean, supposedly, at some point today.
You know, you think for a country that invented boomerangs, they'd be used to rockets coming back and hitting them.
Yeah, only American spacecraft, apparently.
All right.
We're good at that.
The one I saw today, it's not exactly rocket news, but it's real interesting. Germany has figured out a way to build a receiver that can detect Starlink signals bouncing off of other objects. They can use the Starlink radio emanations as radar for tracking targets.
You need to send me links.
I posted it in Armchair Rocket Science about an hour and a half. Matter of fact, it was 7:36 when I posted it. It was that it hit me that hard that I was like,
All right.
How?
Nobody piss off Germany for a little while.
They have to track one satellite, and then they basically aim their receiver where they think the target is. And there's something about the math between the two, the signal hitting the two, that they can get range, distance, and elevation.
I look forward to Elon's 4 a.m. tweet.
And here's the scary part. It apparently works on stealth aircraft.
Well, theoretically, yeah.
Because it's getting hit from so many different directions by the signals coming off the satellite constellation. Yeah. The stealth features can't deflect the beams into a safe direction because there isn't one.
So how long till Starlink gets turned off in Germany?
Well, the thing is, we don't know how effective it is yet. Okay, just because it's working somewhat in Germany, we don't know. But
well, the biggest thing is if it's 3,000. Well, they say 3,000. There's over 5 now.
Right.
It's going to get to 40 in the first generation.
How many have they? Do you know how many they've lost right offhand? Because I know there's those kind of disposable sort of things.
I can get you a number. Give me a second. They've launched like 5,000 something. It's a few hundred that have come back, especially the early ones. Those have been the most. And then it's not every launch there's a failure, but generally speaking, there's one or two that does. And then I think they only had one full mission that was lost when we really learned. Yeah, we learned how powerful our sun was that day when they launched 66 $250,000 satellites, and then the sun went nope and just threw them all back at the Earth. And SpaceX was like, "Someone call the insurance company." Yeah,
you got to wonder.
Raw.
Yeah, does Lloyd's of London just pick up the phone every time Elon calls?
They see it ring SpaceX. No one answer it. This is going to be expensive.
Oh, hell no.
Wait a minute. How much coverage did he buy?
Are they glad to have his business, or is it like, oh, not him again? What did he do?
Well, that was one of the questions.
You answer it.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the questions with the lunar lander, right? So, it was a ULA launch on Vulcan. But according to everyone, ULA, Blue Origin, and Astrobotic, it wasn't the launcher's fault.
No.
So, okay, now it's to the spacecraft, which is Astrobotic. Well, Astrobotic had 20 payloads on it from 7 different countries from about 8 different companies. A bunch was NASA. So is it Astrobotic's insurance that has to cover everyone? Or is NASA's lunar rover that turned on and was operating but wasn't deployed, does their insurance? Is it both? Because we're now getting into this commercial sector. If you get hit by a bus, it's probably the bus's insurance. But if you were in a car in a bus and your car's fine.
I've never had my car in a bus before. Is that something Canada?
Something new to try.
Hey, watched a lady that does the canal boat videos last week. She went through the Eurotunnel and went from England to France in her van inside a train.
Yes, that I've done.
Well, I was not aware that's the way that worked.
Yeah.
I had never looked up the engineering of it before. I'm just okay, it exists. I don't live there, so not going to impact me in any way, shape, or form.
It's the only way they can keep people from having traffic accidents inside the tunnel.
Sounded like one of the really good solutions to mass transit that we should look into. I mean, if you want to go from Atlanta to Los Angeles, why not go park your car in a train?
Amtrak had something like that for a while.
I don't
know if they still
just didn't make enough money or something. I don't know.
I think they still do it. So I think it still works down the East Coast. You can go from New York to Florida.
Yeah.
with your car at a train. But I think that's the only one.
Biggest issue is Katrina wiped out, at least east to west, Katrina wiped out a chunk in the Panhandle in Louisiana, and they've never replaced it. So you can no longer get on Amtrak in Houston and actually go all the way to Orlando. They switch you onto a bus.
Yeah.
And then drive you. So that's the biggest issue I've heard with Amtrak in the States is most of the lines, if not all, you share with cargo, and they take priority. So Amtrak will get pushed to a sideline to wait for oil to go by or whatever. Where in Europe, a lot of the tracks are dedicated passenger or cargo.
If I ever get voted to be Emperor of the United States, and it could happen, one of the things I would do is put in high-speed rails. Just
at least long-distance ones. Like, it's weird that I can't get it on LA to New York or something.
I don't know if I do extremely long-distance ones as much as a series of them.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but that's,
like LA, Vegas, Dallas, or Denver.
No, not
Vegas
Denver. To Dallas is long.
You put some Kansas in the middle or something. I don't know what's in the middle.
One of the things I wanted to do was run a high-speed rail and a freight line side by side along the U.S.-Mexico border.
You want to come to our country? You got to jump through the moving trains.
Yeah, exactly. And then
it'd probably be cheaper than the wall.
And instead of putting up fences, well, what I was going to do was have a high-speed rail, a freight line, a highway, and a canal.
So what you're saying is this is to get to America, you have to play Frogger.
Yes.
Joe knows how to do that.
Of course, now the biggest...
A little too well.
And then you stock the canal with
alligators.
No.
Alligators and piranha. And let them fight for supremacy.
That would be mean, and besides which, it's going to end in Louisiana anyway, so they're going to wind up there naturally.
This is true. Probably the piranhas are a bit of an overkill.
But you always hear about the droughts and stuff.
Yeah.
In that part of the United States. Canals. And you could actually have canal boats. Like when I was in Germany, Berlin has more canals in the city of Berlin than the city of Venice, Italy.
Mm.
And they use them commercially. I mean, they used to ship in coal that way. And the garbage goes out that way.
Yeah, that's one of the things that England used to do. I mean, that was one of the reasons that the canals were dug. And you got to remember, these things are older than the United States, some of them, and were dug by hand.
And we used to,
and they still work.
New York, Michigan, that area, they still have canals,
Yeah. That's a little bit weird because, the one I was most familiar with, the Erie Canal System, you can only go from city to city. You can't pull over on the side of the canal and camp overnight.
No, you have to go through the canal.
You have to keep going. You can only stop at an actual city. You can't just drop anchor and go, hey, I'm tired, it's cold.
Well, they're not built that way.
No, they're not. They're not. But
is it narrow or
very?
Some of them, yeah. And then some of them are as wide as a river.
It's like Dan was saying, hand dug. And they haven't really improved a lot of it since 8.
We should just connect the Pacific Ocean and the Gulf. New canal.
I don't know about...
Challenge the Panama Canal. Imagine the commerce.
Okay, you've got 3 problems with canals. Mountains. No, I mean, that just kills canals right there.
Yeah.
Unless you like digging tunnels. Then it's like really spooky ride.
A boat tunnel. That'd be cool.
Oh, there's several of them that are really scary in England.
But that fit like a cruise ship that's 25 stories tall?
No, they're like,
have you ever...
if you've got 2 6-foot wide boats coming in opposite directions, you're likely to either hit a wall or each other.
Yeah.
But people make it work.
If you've ever seen, I'm not sure if they're German. I know they have them in Germany, but the Viking cruise lines,
Yep.
the river cruises.
Yeah, those are cool.
But I want one of those so bad.
It's like the small luxury liner, but it's on the river. You can see all the cat. I always wanted to do one of those and take the castle tour.
I want to do one, but I don't want to pay $50,000 for a week.
I
It's not that much.
thought Carl and Donna were planning on doing that one day soon.
Yeah, they mentioned that a while ago, I thought.
It's not that expensive to Viking River. Well, hang on a minute. Let me check on that.
Vikings are expensive. They're the big one. They're the more expensive one.
But
There's a lot of other companies that have popped up now that are competing with them. I just watched a vlog of someone, and she said the weirdest part about these river cruises in Europe is a lot of the places you stop only have one dock. So they actually dock multiple boats. So if you're boarding the third boat, you'll walk in the lobby of the first one, go up to their top deck, walk across. They'll put a bridge between two. Then you'll go downstairs through like the restaurant. So you like tour other people's ships just to get to your own.
I know
10K
Carl.
for the
I've
best
looked into
staterooms.
It makes me sad. I want
Carl, can we take us with you? How many suitcases are you allowed?
The one Ted wants to do is the Egypt one.
Ooh, that would be cool. Yeah, like what was it? Death on the Nile.
Well, they take you to then you actually fly, then you fly back, and it's like once you're on the river, you're on the boat, then you fly somewhere, and then you go, it looked really fun.
Okay. They have some in Scandinavia, the British Isles, and Ireland, North America. Ooh, I didn't know they did North America. Huh.
There's some on the Mississippi.
Yeah, they do some Mississippi. They do Lake Superior too, I believe. Some of the Great Lakes.
Caribbean and Central America, South America. Ooh, can you imagine the Amazon River?
I'd rather not.
Yeah, no, I think I would die.
You know, one of the things
$5,000. Okay,
I'm surprised NASA.
That's not bad. I mean, last time, admittedly,
5,000.
it was a decade ago. But last time Lindsay and I flew to England, it was about $1,100 each for a round trip, plus what we spent there for room and board and food and everything.
Yeah, well, I wonder if it's like a regular cruise where you don't have to pay for the food or the drinks or anything.
I think it's all inclusive from what I've looked into. It's not that I've ever looked into anything that I can't afford or anything.
I look into things that I can't afford all the time.
Because I always want to go, how much can't I afford this?
Well, I told you, if you're all friendly and willing to share a cabin, first two people half price, then the other two people free. You split you only have to pay 25% of the cost of a cruise. And that's all inclusive, which is dangerous for some of the people on this call.
Hey, no offense, but if Carl and Donna go on a Viking cruise and all the booze is included in the fare, that company's going bankrupt.
Anybody in the green room, most people in the green room, myself not included.
Oh, but you'd join in if you could.
Oh, definitely.
Well, you could order them and just smell and have a taste and be like, that was nice. Have it back. It's all inclusive.
I'll take this one next to just wet my lips with.
Can you imagine a Viking River cruise in Germany around Oktoberfest?
Mm-hmm. I can imagine that really, really well.
It's like
that would probably be one of the selling points of the cruise. I mean, hey, it's going to be Oktoberfest. Sign up now.
So there's a number of them that do. I believe there's a cruise one, but I've seen a lot of train trips around the Christmas markets of Europe.
Yes, I've been to the one in Munich, Nuremberg, and Berlin, and Frankfurt.
That'd be cool.
And
those look awesome. There's some things over there that I don't know why it didn't transition in the change here. Like a Christmas market, how is that offensive to anyone? It sounds like a great idea.
And considering how much of society in America is owed to the Germans, I mean, what is the first year you do in school in America? Kindergarten. Why is it called kindergarten? Because that's what the Germans call it.
I was seeing something. I didn't watch it because I didn't have time, but there was a video on YouTube about. I think it was either why is it that so many German people immigrated to the U.S. during the really early periods, or um, what was the result? I don't know. I don't remember exactly which way the video went, but basically it was pointing out that Germans were one of the large groups of immigrants that have come by historically. So
I'm trying to remember. I'm thinking it was the Anheuser-Busch story about how one of the guys came here to the United States with money looking to invest in a business, and this poor immigrant came in with a beer recipe, and they started the first Anheuser-Busch brewery, and that's how it got its name. Is
immediately after tasting what passed for American beer back then. Uh,
Well, no, American beer would have been a lot better back then. It's the mass-produced crap that came in after Prohibition that sucks.
I just want to address Donna's thing that she says she has the 2024 brochure in front of her. I get that brochure in the mail. I look at it. I go, oh my God, that'd be so much fun. And then I get really sad and throw it away.
I love that Carl's now looking for a cat sitter. By the end of today's stream, folks, they will have booked.
this is about like getting Keisha's book published all of a sudden. Hey, we're committed now. We're going to get Carl and Donna on this cruise.
That's something that cruise lines need to have: pet-friendly cruises.
I don't think I'd want to take my kids on a cruise. I think Georgette and Buddy would. No.
Mhm.
The hobo would probably be fine.
I'm thinking it's the smell would be your biggest issue.
The lady that was doing the van trip over to Europe from England, she had to go through having her dog go through a health check and get a certificate. Plus, because she drives a British van, she had to get a little credit card thing that would stick up on the passenger side of her vehicle because, like over here, European traffic drives on the same side of the road we do.
Right.
British traffic is on the other. She's going, getting used to the roundabouts and turning the right way on the roundabouts and everything else is really driving me crazy because my steering wheel's on the wrong side of the car.
Okay. I had to drive, when I was in Iraq, I had to drive a British Ford Explorer. Okay. It was exactly like my Ford Explorer, except
Mirror.
you drove it from the right-hand side of the vehicle. And of course, and it was really weird because I'm used to doing this and shifting gears over here, and then you had to do that. Not that I couldn't handle it. It's just it was kind of weird that the gear shift was reversed.
Was it automatic or
yeah, the lock button for unlocking the gear shift was on this side too, and it was like, ooh, that is weird.
Was it an automatic or a manual?
It was an automatic, but
okay. I was going, well, if it was a manual, that would be even more messed up for the.
Actually, I probably would have done fine with that.
Yeah, really. I was gratified to see when we were riding around with folks in England that gas pedal, brake pedal, clutch, even though it was on the wrong side of the car, we're all in the right positions. Gear shift still in the middle of the car. And having been a tractor jockey, I don't care where the gear shift is. I can use it.
Now, where I was pulling security that I had to drive that vehicle was on an air base. We had to drive down the flight lines, do inspections and stuff. And you can't drive fast at all. And so I would drop it into low gear so it couldn't. And you had to stop. But before you got there, there was this gate where you had to stop, take a screwdriver or something, go out and check to make sure you got all the rocks out of the tread in your tire before you, because they didn't want any FOD. And that was one of the things we checked for, was looking for FOD, because you've seen the sandstorms, the videos of the sandstorms in Iraq. Well, if one of those hits, there's garbage everywhere, plastic bags, styrofoam cups, just, and you got to go out there and police all that stuff up or report it if it's too big. Because you'll see tents, 20-something man tents go floating across the runway. Yeah,
Party's still going on.
can you imagine you're trying to land an airplane in high wind and here comes somebody's tent. Porta
Or
toilet.
not, since I'm getting on a plane in 2 days.
That was the other one that was fun to watch.
Porta potties skating across the ground.
They would go in, they would clean them out, and of course when they're empty they don't weigh much, and so right after they clean them out the windstorm would hit, and if they weren't, you saw the straps over the top of them and the anchors in the ground to hold them in place. Never worked.
Not
So
when the
sure
ground
enough,
gets blown away too.
here'd come an F-16 coming in to land, porta toilet goes sliding across the runway in front of it. Just,
What's a suborbital space program?
that was just fun stuff, guys.
Oh yeah.
The scariest one, though, that I know of, I didn't get to see it, but I know of it. They've been putting in new wiring on the base, repairing the base. And you know those big wooden spools that electrical wire comes on?
I
They
know
make
them
like your
very
bar
well.
tables.
Yeah.
One of those went rolling across the runway in front of a passenger plane. And it wasn't a military plane, it was a commercial plane carrying people. It was coming in for a landing, and that thing went rolling out, and they had to do an emergency flyby. Right? Not sure what. Yeah, and to take off and come back around again. And from what I understand, the
Hey,
point
Facebook
defense
user.
system was tracking them because they were in a part of the sky that they were not technically supposed to be in.
Oops.
So all these little CRAM trucks that are sitting there nice and quiet go start tracking the plane, waiting for somebody to push the trigger.
Hey, Dan, pop up the little thing about the Facebook user thingy.
Yeah.
Hey, you. Oh, I'll do it.
Oh, okay.
Or
Thank
John,
you.
do I forgot you guys both have.
Yeah. That's a nice thing. We both have ops, which means if either of us get sick at the same time and Joe Dog is sick too,
No kidding.
ain't no show.
Well, I could do the show from the bathroom.
We'll just do an episode of Burning is Love, right, Joe?
Did he? No, wait a minute.
Sure.
He has moved the banners around, I believe.
He must have got bored.
Oh, I like your tagline, Joe.
Oh, somebody switched it.
ndcd.org. Yes.
I didn't switch it. Who switched it?
Well, I know you didn't because you don't
I didn't
have
do it.
ops. Unless
been
you changed
here
it
one.
on me when we were in Burning His Love the other day.
See, there's Dan.
So if you haven't signed up for ndcd.org, follow that link.
Mhm.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Zach, are you on there
I'm on
Yes.
Earth.
on ndcd.org?
I don't think so.
He's
No,
not.
that's not the right one.
Okay, I'm trying. Give me a second.
Live from the Pacific Ocean.
Zach!
Wait a minute. There's a satellite coming in.
Hi, Wesley.
Hello, Wesley.
No, that ain't it.
Sorry we don't give out links, but
Massachusetts Slurpee.
if you behave yourself, we won't ban you quickly.
What?
Okay.
We're just
Why
getting
was
weird now.
Why was that ever a headline?
I-
Okay, fine.
Very appropriate when we start talking about Frank Zappa again. Oh Lord.
Zach, I am just very disappointed in you.
Disappointed in whom?
I'm disappointed in Zach.
Oh, and Wesley is
He is
disappointed
not
in
part
us
of
because we won't give him a link.
I've been busy.
There it is. Way down here on the bottom somewhere.
Now with more mutants. What?
It's not moving though. I had one that was moving. Was it?
Yeah, you had one where it says mutants.
Yeah, we have now with more mutants.
Oh, it's still on.
Zach.
Yeah, I'm Canadian, okay? Nothing I can do about it.
Says Wolverine.
Mutants, cryptids, you know.
Snowfall. No,
Snowfall
it's
in
not falling.
Chattanooga. Yeah, that's going to be a current scroll for a year or two.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
because it was what? 20 Fahrenheit. That's why they closed the schools. Aww.
I don't have the
Boo
faintest idea.
hoo.
I don't have the faintest idea.
Minus 76. No complaining.
I
There was some
complain.
complaining.
Okay. Have you ever seen the movie Cool Runnings
No.
about the Jamaican bobsled team? Think about
Oh,
that.
just parts of it.
Yeah. Okay. That's what Chattanooga's like when it snows. All right. Now, why can I not find
We're
it?
supposed to get negative temperatures again tomorrow, so
Enjoy.
we had one nice day, 2 days of negative temperatures, and then it's supposed to get a little bit nicer again.
All the weather has to do is stay how it was today for another 36 hours, and I will be fine.
Yeah,
No more
you go there.
blizzards.
You
for
go there.
30
You click the button that says yes. StreamYard can use my Facebook profile for my name and stuff like that, and then we can see your name and stuff like that.
So, you know, what's going to be interesting is I might try to join here next
Okay, Wesley,
Thursday or
bye.
Friday on the ship if the internet works. So that would be fun.
Oh
You know,
no, he's even got a Rickroll in here.
You're an op. Just
Why are you
delete
so
all that
shocked
stuff.
by that?
The new
Delete it
rule in
all.
Uncle Carl's group.
No, I'm just looking at it and going, why? Oh, Joe
One more
Dog.
time, Don.
There's a new rule in Uncle Carl's group.
Is there? Did they finally make it a rule?
What? No Rick rolls?
Pretty much.
I need
He
to
says,
go
we don't
read
have
this.
a lot of rules here, but this is a new one. Okay.
It was a good one, though. It was a good one.
Ah,
Oh,
he's either deleted that one or the
Yeah,
one that says
Well,
go.
it would be under banners, of course, but yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm looking. But
He threw up those. I think he may have deleted them because he threw up those weather banners, the ones about snow and stuff.
oh, and there's one for
Or it got deleted
Merch.
because he threw them up there on the other.
So the one that we needed for one singular day replaced the one we need twice a week.
Yes.
Hey, speaking of that, Joe, don't forget to eventually try to get the not the green room transferred over into the from Richie to.
Yeah, I need to have him send me the actual files.
If you are watching, Rich, send the files, please.
Joe Dog got Nick Tuckert doing Rickrolls. Oh my God, the universe is no longer a safe place to live.
But it was a good one.
Did you see that I immediately answered back with a Rickroll?
No, I did not.
But it wasn't. It was not the Rickroll anyone was expecting. So
But being that it was D&D, and then I'm sitting going, oh my God, we did that 80s themed D&D where my mom looked like Alyssa Milano, my dad looked like David Coverdale. That would have been a perfect wizard spell for like distraction or something.
you know there is a spell in original D&D called Otto's Irresistible Dance. You cast it on someone, they start dancing, and they can't stop, and you could literally have somebody dance themselves to death. Can you imagine if you modified it so that they had to start doing the
The Rickroll.
Rickroll?
Otto's irresistible Rickroll. Hey, it's me. My mind leaps to these things.
Have you seen?
So
There's this thing
what'd
on
you
the
say?
internet. There's this thing going around the internet right now. That it's Archie Bunker and Edith sitting at the piano doing the theme from All in a Family, but somebody has changed the lyrics to D&D, first edition D&D. I'm sure I posted it somewhere.
I'm not sure we could get away with showing it, but I'm sure
Well,
you're going
it's
to
not.
try.
They're not actually singing. It's just somebody wrote the lyrics in there.
This Facebook
Oh.
user is back.
I'll make sure it's on Stupid O'Clock. So. All right.
Sorry, Facebook user, you're going to have to go to, let's see, what is it?
Hang on a second.
StreamYard.com/Facebook and give them permission. There you go.
Is it a
I'm
colon?
getting that old. I have to do this to see which buttons I'm actually henpecking.
Hey, the only reason you don't see me doing that is because I have to do this.
You just got to get a Stream Deck, and then you permanently do them, and there's a button.
They were supposed to be permanent in here. Evidently, Joe Dog went and cleaned house.
By the way, HTTPS should have a colon, not a semicolon.
Hey, we
It
did
sends you to a whole different part of the website.
No, darn it.
You're on the dark web.
Why am I seeing naked pictures of Donald Trump? Okay,
I would pay not to see that ever.
really? I could do
I
that.
don't think there's any presidents I want to see naked. Just saying.
How about just
Oh,
nobody?
Facebook.
Period?
Facebook user is Mike Jimmy.
Hi, Mike Jimmy. That's so funny. As I watched his stream, he's back. Yay!
Happy now?
There you go.
HTTPS.
Well, I'm a woman. Am I ever truly happy?
No.
It would
exactly.
be.
Wait. The only time I'm really happy is when I have access to ice cubes.
Or ice
Not
cream.
this time of year.
Well, I've got to jump off. I've got to launch in an hour-ish, but I will try to jump on for Last Man if possible.
Oh, darn. We got more rockets to talk about.
Have fun launching.
If you have questions, I got time, but I have to change laundry at some point.
Oh, well, yeah, go do that.
Mike
Well, if
Jimmy's
you have questions,
on YouTube.
go for
We
it.
can do. I can save them for another night.
That's all right. I just sent him a link to come to the show.
It's not like the rockets are going anywhere. Oh, wait a minute. No. Oh,
We've only killed
ULA
one.
finally got one off the ground, so yeah, I guess
Yeah,
they're
well,
right.
can Blue Origin now? We'll have to wait and see. And can SpaceX stop?
That's the
blowing
one
theirs up.
That's actually one of the ones I want to talk about. But go do your laundry. We'll talk later.
Sounds good. We'll see you guys.
Yes, Blue Origin moved their rocket something or other to Cape Canaveral, and it's huge. It's not that little thing Shatner rode around on. You know, the one where the head comes off.
Yeah. I remember that. It got a lot of coverage, actually. Maybe more than it deserved, but people like Shatner, so it's okay.
From what I understand, he's actually a pretty cool guy to hang out with. You know who told me that? Henry Rollins.
You've personally told you that?
Yes. I used to look like Henry Rollins, and I got in trouble for it. So.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I don't see it. That's why I'm just like,
Me and Henry Rollins are about the same height, same body build, same head structure, and we were wearing our hair the same way, and we both started turning gray at the same time. It's one of the reasons I grew a beard.
So you would not get mistook for Henry Rollins?
Yeah. The bad part is when if I wore blue jeans and a black t-shirt, oh my God. Henry Rollins. No.
I can just imagine the
You're not really punk rock, man. You're not really punk. No. No, I'm not.
You know the saddest part when they say when somebody says Henry Rollins, I go to the movie The Chase.
Which was fun. I mean, it's him and Flea. You know, you can't. You know.
And Carl wants to know how Dawn is doing tonight.
Who? What? No, I'm doing pretty good. I'm sore. I'm still sore from Monday and Tuesday, but overall, I'm doing pretty good. I just gotta wait for the nerve burn to kick in. Oh, that's right. Richie had his test yesterday.
Oh, good.
So,
Hope everything went well there too.
yes.
Okay, so I guess y'all have heard that the U.S. Navy started launching strikes against Yemen and the Houthi rebels in Yemen. And the Houthi rebels said, "Oh, we're going to get back at you for that." So they launched a missile at a freighter or something. Did damage. Well, they loaded up a bunch of missiles and were getting ready to launch them, and the U.S. Navy saw them loading the missiles and went in and took out the missile launchers before they could launch the missiles in anything. They said, "Yeah, we can do this all day."
Really?
What?
Evidently, Dawn sent her the link. Dawn sent Mike Jimmy the link to watch the show. I sent him the link to be in the show.
Yeah, get in here, man. Get in here. Get in here now.
I think that if he's unable to, then that would be
Right now, he's taking care of the baby.
Yes, he's got priorities, and we are not the priority. Sorry.
And that's all well and good. Yeah.
Let's get the baby its own stream show.
You know, that baby's going to grow up to be one hell of an artist.
Mm-hmm.
If they have any interest in it whatsoever. Oh, it's also 3:45 a.m. Yeah, well, you know, you're going to get up every 2 hours anyway, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's just...
see, Dan, I was thinking about that that angle.
You put that kid on this show for 5 minutes, he'll sleep for the rest of the night. Promise.
Or have nightmares forever and start therapy at 6 months old.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go.
This is what I said, Dave. In case you can't join, here is the YouTube link. So that was, I did not try to, I acknowledged your link and added the link for a different reason. Oh my God.
I was not threatened by that whatsoever.
Would you like, no hair down for you tonight.
Yours, maybe.
No, it's not coming down now.
That's what I said. Yours, maybe.
Nope.
Japan has launched a moon mission, for those of you who haven't heard. And for some reason, it's called the Moon Sniper, which kind of giving me Robert Heinlein flashbacks. But anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
She was hungry.
After having raised as many kids as I have, starting at a very early age, I was the designated babysitter for a lot of my cousins. So, yeah, you got to take your wins or sleep whenever you can. You're exactly right.
Well, he said that the last time she was at 9, so, and she had a very rowdy day, so her little tummy's like, I need more food.
Yeah. But she's so adorable.
She's just a little adorable little thing.
Well, they all are.
No, there's ugly babies.
Not to those babies' parents. This is one of those things. It's an evolutionary trait to keep us from killing them because they wake us up every 2 hours. We have to find them adorable. Oh, hell! I almost got fired once for. I believe it was my firstborn grandson got sick, and I stayed awake. Holding him in my arms, and every time that the diaper needed to be changed or anything, it was my job. And then was on time for work the next day, but got caught nodding off running one of my machines. So somebody in corporate, well, local management, got upset about this and had no intention of taking extenuating circumstances into account. So I had to tote that right up for a year, but I'd do it again in a heartbeat. You know, kid sick, I'm the designated adult. I don't care. Write me up if you want to.
Mhm.
And Mike Jimmy did join us for a few
Hey.
seconds here.
Hi.
Hey,
Good
Mike.
morning.
It's in the middle of
We have
night.
baby sign.
Oh, we got the baby.
Oh, and it's one of the cute ones. Oh, cool.
Yes, it
She
is.
is. She's a doll.
She is beautiful.
Hey.
Oh,
Wait, let me
This
do
is
something
Aurora.
here real quick.
it's like, what's going on?
Oh,
Aurora, look at that. That's
Hey.
you.
Sweet
No, the
girl.
bookcase is much more important.
oh, the book cat case has more color to it.
Oh yeah, much more contrast. Way better.
Oh,
Did you get up so Luz can get some sleep?
No, Luz is still sleeping. Because Luz has been taking care of her during her animation and a lot during the day. So generally I do the nights, which I'm completely cool with. But
Now she sees the computer screen, sort of.
ooh, look at that.
Hi.
Moving pictures.
Not that she can hear any of us.
No, she can't. It's fine.
Hey,
Oh, okay.
That's
oh, you're
all right.
the one.
Hmm.
Wait, there we go. Okay.
Exactly, Donna. Oh,
That's the wrong button. Hang on a
she
second.
said,
Hey,
that's really the wrong button.
hey, okay. Hey,
All these frightening images on the screen.
hey,
And that one's
no,
not even
Peekaboo.
frightening.
Okay, there you go. All right. You're hooked now, Don. You got to be peekaboo for the rest of the show.
No, Luz is fast asleep, and I'm not gonna stay for long because I want to go back to sleep as well. But she is wide awake, so I might as well just come and say hi for a few minutes.
Yeah, that's the way these
Hi,
things work. Oh, and
Carrie.
here's Kiri too.
Hey, Gary.
Not on
Hey.
screen, but just in the chat. So
And I have to agree with Donna with that. What I love most is the look on MJ's face. Proud Papa.
Yes, very much. I am very much enjoying the role of dad.
yeah, enjoy it while you can, because
Did she
in
get your
5
hair?
minutes she'll be graduating high school and
Did she
moving
get
out.
your hair color?
Yes, actually,
I
she's
thought it was.
the
I
same
couldn't
kind
tell
of
if it-
copper as I am.
I couldn't tell if it was brown or copper. So it was,
Yeah, no, she's
oh, she's smiling now. She sees a bunch of goofy people on the screen.
Those eyes are so blue.
Mhm.
yeah. No. She's definitely got my eyes. They're extra blue on the camera though. Like I'll give you that one. But no, she's got very light blue eyes.
Looks like she's been eating spice from the Dune novel.
Oh,
And how can it be? Because he is the Krizak Zadorak.
where did that?
Okay, somebody sign John up for some voice acting. I'm sure he can do more than that one.
She's a redhead and a Sagittarius, just like someone else, you know.
I know. Gonna have the worst of times when she grows up. She's even agreeing.
Yeah.
She's kind of naughty.
She's already made up her mind. She's going to be a big pain in the butt. It's so precious.
Yes, she is. Okay.
How old is she now?
She is almost 8 weeks. On Monday, she will turn 8 weeks.
Oh, I can't believe that.
Yeah, she goes fast.
That's why Dan was saying give it 5 minutes. She's graduating high school.
Exactly. I've seen it happen time and time again.
Mm-hmm. Hey, peep, peep.
Okay.
Yeah, doing okay there.
Oh, that's that I'm about to go to sleep look right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I want my pacifier.
Yeah, I
Pretty
figure
important.
about 90 seconds after she gets the pacifier, you'll see those eyes just.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, there they're going.
Yeah, we're gonna put you to bed, huh?
Well, thanks for stopping in and sharing your little doll with us. Oh my god, she's so cute.
There we go. There's the star of the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Joe Dog, you're fired.
Oh.
It's the Aurora show. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
I love her name, by the way.
With special
Mhm.
guest host, Joe Dog McHugh.
No, her name is completely Luce's fault. But yeah, I love it too. And yes, it's a reference to Sleeping Beauty.
Aww.
Yeah. A little
Now,
princess.
she just
Don't
live
let
up to
anyone
the
do that.
name, huh?
She does for the most part. She's not that bad. Like, she's far from the hardest baby to have. And she's been sleeping through since early last week.
Oh wow.
But yeah, no, she's doing great.
Oh yeah, that's a remarkable thing there.
Oh.
The sooner they start sleeping through the night, the more relaxed you tend to get, but then
Yeah.
you still sleep with one eye open just in case.
I mean, it pays off now. Like, as long as her last feed is around 11 to 12, she'll go to sleep at 12:30, and yeah, that's perfect for her, and she will sleep through until 5 or 6, which is great. The problem is getting there sometimes because between 9 p.m. and 1 a.m., oh boy, she is a
Yeah.
baby and she will let you know.
Yep. They're all like that. Doesn't matter if they're little girls or little boys.
Hmm.
That just they set their own schedule, and you just got to learn to live with it.
Oh yeah.
Sound like I've done this a couple of times, huh?
No, she's not that bad. Yesterday and the day before were pretty rowdy, so we think she's had a rule day, where she's just getting a developmental leap, where her body is like, we need more food for this brain thing going on.
We call that a growth spurt. I don't know if they call that the same.
No.
And they can be painful.
Yeah. And there goes Crossfire.
Yep.
Oh,
Wait.
Miss
Yeah,
Williams, I dropped the baby. I don't know why.
Come on.
now she's yelling at you. Yeah, you made me drop stuff.
Yeah. We're gonna put you back to bed because you're enjoying those screens way too much, and that's not a good thing at your age.
Not yet.
Wait. And we don't want to.
Hey, with all of us on the same screen at the same time, she may never touch a screen again.
Well, the problem is there's 3 screens, so no matter what orientation I give her, there's one screen she can look at, and all of them are important because they flicker because her eyes are only seeing contrast. Yeah, no, like not good for a baby this young.
Yeah.
Don't put babies in front of a screen, guys. Don't do that. Yeah, look at your baby. Yeah, and put your baby
Well,
to bed.
thank you for putting her in front of your screen tonight so that or your camera so we could see her. Because
Yes.
She'll be around once in a while. Oh, you want to get heard?
Oh, we heard.
Huh? Hi.
It may be a blessing that she can't hear us, but we can hear her.
She just learned English a little quicker. That's fine with me.
Hey.
And you have her learning English from here.
Well, he's good
Oh,
as
yeah.
long as Joe Dog's not in here. So
She will grow up bilingual.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
if
yeah.
anything, we've all behaved since she's made her debut.
She's actually starting to try and communicate with Luz as well since today. So, yeah, Luz was hanging over her, and she's starting to replicate the sounds of her voice.
I knew he couldn't stay away. Joe Dog, I
course you can.
slept till 5 p.m. today. I'm going to be all right. Ah.
Uh-oh.
nothing but love, Joe Dog.
Mm.
Yeah, you guys will joke.
All right, here's what we do. We wait till the end of Last Man Standing, and then somebody called Joe Dog and tell him to come and check on me after I've already shut the show down.
Oh, that's cruel.
Okay. You got to do one thing, though, Dan. Act like you're asleep. Take a screenshot.
Put it.
Put
No,
it on there.
the only way for it to work is if I actually shut the show down and it's just a blank screen. Everything's copacetic. Just hey.
But you're still alive.
Hey, no. Just gone.
I know.
The only reason people wake up Joe Dog is if I go to sleep and forget to shut the show down.
I know.
So, you know.
Or if you're the only one with admin for ops and your internet goes wonky.
Oh, that's true too. That has happened once or twice. I've been kicked out of a show, but didn't hit the end stream button before the internet went bye, and the recording goes on with no camera or anything.
Take it easy.
All right, Mike.
Bye,
Jimmy.
Mike Jimmy. Night.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, bye, Luz. Aurora. Ah.
Call the roll, why don't you?
Hey, I'm.
It's got to be.
I wonder what they'll call her. Because
Somebody got jealous of the baby because she's been sleeping this whole time.
Because Aurora's kind of a long name, and kids usually get pet names, so that's
Oh, I'm sure some variation of Ari.
Rory, Ari.
Ari, yeah, I don't think Rory. No, that sounds too masculine. I've
That's
seen
actually kind
Doctor
of
Who.
cute, though.
Huh?
Calling her
Hey.
Rory.
It's up to them. I mean, seriously. I've got a niece named
England,
Ariana, and I think they've shortened her name to Ari. So
One of my friends, her daughter's name was Ari, and called her or Ariana, and we called her Ari.
yeah.
Well, that's the first three letters.
Yeah. Can you imagine trying to shorten my name?
Da.
Or Joe's name? How do you shorten Joe's name?
No,
I think
that's
it's
one,
already
that's
shortened.
one of the advantages to having a one-syllable name.
But he's Joseph, but still. But yeah, Dawn, how do you shorten it?
Can you imagine trying to find a pet name for Sebastian? We had a
I think Joe Dog wins the contest.
You know, and after I said that, I started thinking about that. There was a friend of mine that called me D. I went by D for, well, and that's my alternate ego. It's D.
Technically, that's an abbreviation, but yeah.
And then
just nothing.
This one scares me. Don't know why. It just do.
You gotta remember, I was in the military. Everything had an abbreviation, so kind of.
Did you have a nick? What was your? Did you have a nickname, John?
Growing up?
No, when you were in the service.
No, Scarborough. I mean,
okay.
That's okay. It's kind of funny. Everybody wanted
He
to know
who
my
loves
first,
to blow things up.
Everybody wanted to know my first name because it was nobody could remember my first name, and I told them just call me Scarborough. That's what my mom calls me. They were like, "You're kidding." Nope. She divorced my dad, and after that, I was a Scarborough. So.
That one out there, His nickname when he was in the Navy was Chinchilla.
Should we ask?
And one of the other guys that was in his group was Waffles.
Hey, Scott went by Hillbilly. I mean, seriously. And he's still using Hillbilly to this day. So there's no dishonor in that. I can't publicly state what I used to get called in school, but
there were some folks in Iraq called me Scars. I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing. I've actually got it on a hat somewhere. They ordered my hat while I was away, and they said everybody had a nickname or something on the side, and they put mine down as Scars. I'm like, okay.
And Donna said in high school they called her Bake. I need more behind that.
My mind is just running through the kudzu right now with that one, Donna.
And then Joe Dog said that his granddaughter's boyfriend was named Sebastian. I can't hear what she calls him.
Probably the same thing we call Joe Dog occasionally.
Oh, speaking of which, how are you doing, Joe Dog? How's you and Donna?
Yeah, really, we have been worried about you,
especially because Donna's married to you.
Oh, called him Big Girl. That might have something to do with you being so tall, girl.
Yep, that's what we're gonna go with.
You know, being the height that I am, Carl does not seem tall.
Well, you're not that tall either. I mean, not like Wonder Woman or something. You know?
No, I'm 5'9". I mean, that's pretty tall for a woman.
Yeah.
Fun sized.
Fun sized. I like
that. We're not posting those, Donna. Sorry.
Nope. But you might want to screenshot.
Oh, no, I don't want to screenshot it because that'll spoil her story for Last Man Standing. Oh, Lord.
I was watching, The Darkest Hour. Gary Oldman plays Winston Churchill. And there's this great scene where he gets on the subway with just jumps out of his limousine before the limo driver can stop him. He goes in, jumps on the subway. And he's sitting there, and he was asking this lady about her baby. She says, "Oh, his name's and he's this old, you know." Says, and he looks just like you, sir. Winston Churchill pulls the cigar out of his mouth, looks at her, and goes, "Madam, all babies look like me."
Ooh.
Ooh. Hello, Ted.
Hello.
Hey, Ted.
Chinchilla.
You got marshmallows and whipped cream.
Ooh, I got marshmallows and whipped cream.
Chocolate covered cherry.
Ooh, and chocolate covered cherry cocoa.
Ooh, wow. You know something I've been wanting to make, and I can't. I've got to get all the stuff together to make it. Was it Applebee's? I think it was. Used to have something called a hot scotch at the bar, and it was hot chocolate with scotch in it, with whipped cream and the tiny little chocolate chips over the whipped cream. Came in like a dessert glass.
That does sound good.
Oh, especially in the winter.
You heard what our Applebee's is now, right?
No.
They closed our Applebee's. It's now a weed dispensary.
Business is better than ever.
If this weed dispensary thing takes off, okay, I'm wondering if it's going to wind up being like Spirit Halloween store. Where it's just like
anytime there's an empty storefront, a weed dispensary shows up. Just kind of spontaneously grows overnight like a mushroom.
Oh no, even worse. You go in, the whole roof, the whole ceiling is filled with grow lights, and they're actually growing, and you get to go in and like name your plant. We call that one Lucy. And it's Lucy, Lucy in the sky with diamonds.
Interesting. But they don't do any growing at the dispensaries here. They just do the
Wouldn't
selling.
bet. They legalize that stuff. You never know.
Well, and,
This
and,
is
and to
true.
be fair, here in Illinois, it is recreational and medical.
Good night, Joe Dog.
Good night, Joe Dog.
Have a good night, Joe Dog.
He's like, now they're talking about. Oh, he's back.
I didn't see.
I know. I literally sent it to you as you were.
Bringing Coco in.
Yeah. Hi. Bye.
Good night, Chinchilla.
Oh my goodness. Now why do I hear Blue Oyster Cult singing a song called Chinchilla instead of Godzilla?
Oh no, he's gonna eat Tokyo. Go, go, Chinchilla.
Don't think that I've never sang that to him.
Oh. We have too much fun here sometimes. You know that?
No, that's what we're here for, is to have fun. I mean, we can't be together at a convention 24/7, 365.
I don't get it. That's why they call him Chinchilla.
I don't either. He does have a chin, though. Do you see this?
Doesn't everybody?
I kind of
You wonder
figured. I
about
mean,
him, though. Oh wait, you guys don't have beards. Never mind.
the beard has to have a shape come from somewhere. I mean, seriously.
And yes, I've got a pretty good chin. So
Oh,
He's gonna come in here and go, why is my picture laying on the bed? Because I was. Never mind.
because she was fondling it.
I was.
guess what? You're on OnlyFans now.
Well, a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do, even if it's using Chinchilla's pictures.
Hey, $20 is $20.
And I'm probably going to be single after this episode.
I doubt it, seriously. Having to work up a new inventory schedule, maybe, but not single.
Well, I can tell the weather's going to change.
Oh, you too, huh? Unfortunately, I don't think ours is going to get any warmer for another 30, 40 days.
Joe, do you just sometimes want to tell those Southern people to never mind?
Hey, we're all acclimated to the areas we grew up in. It's all relative. What's cold for y'all would probably put me in the ICU in 5 minutes. But, what's comfortably warm for me might do the same for you. When it's 120 degrees out and you're walking around and the sun is, and you forgot your hat.
Came home one Christmas for leave.
Oh, thank you, Carl.
Came home from Christmas. Came from Berlin one Christmas for leave. When I left Berlin, it was 40 below zero with the wind chill factor.
That was the wind chill, or
with wind chill, yes.
Okay.
And it was windy. I mean, it was terrible. Trying to walk with the luggage to get to the cab. And got to the airport, got checked in, got on the plane, and closed the doors on the plane and started warming everything up. Once the engines get going, the plane gets warm. Everybody's closed in. Such. Plane got warm. Take off my scarf, take off my hat, take off my jacket. Had to kick off my boots, my snow boots, because it was getting too hot on the plane. Get to Atlanta. Okay. I'm walking around in a t-shirt in the middle of December. People running around in overcoats and parkas and hats and stuff. And I'm like, no. And there, and you could hear people talking about how cold it was at the airport. It's like, that's.
And what was it there?
I believe it was almost 70. I think it was actually like 40, or not 40 below, but 40. And
Probably felt
but
like 70 to you from the
it felt
minus
like
40
70
to the
to me,
plus 40. Yeah.
I was wondering where I was thinking about getting. I'm not going to Chattanooga. I'm going to Miami. Sit on the beach.
Yeah.
When we were down
haven't-
for HallowCon, it was warm down there for me. I was like,
Oh, it's warm down there for us too.
Yeah.
That was the warm time. I mean, that was unusually warm for our neck of the woods that time of year.
And
you remember we were out on the pool deck doing the show at night. You know, at the convention. It was that, and I don't think anybody was wearing a coat.
If I wasn't wearing a coat, I don't think anybody else would have been wearing one either. Because
wait a minute, Donna wore a coat because I got pictures of her getting stuck in said coat trying to put it on.
Now I will give you a warning about those stairs going up from the pool around the not the front but the side of the hotel.
Yeah.
If you got a very long coat, you got to be very careful you don't trip over that and fall down them stairs, especially after you've been
at a
convention party for several hours.
Those stairs at that hotel have seen better days.
The stairs in the front were a little scary too. You kind of had to really be watching your feet.
Yeah, you could see through them through the rust holes. Oh.
But you know what? So I was in one of the rooms that have been redone. It was actually, the rooms were nice. The rooms are nice.
And I imagine they'll get to the stairs eventually when someone falls through it and they get sued. And
I wish they get to the second ice machine. 3 years now that ice machine is still broke. I'm gonna walk all the way past the pool to get ice for my beer. What a hardship.
Yeah.
Oh, the humidity.
I know.
We have these little vending machine areas down here in our neck of the woods. I'm not sure if y'all have got them or not, but it's just this thing sitting on the side of the road. Looks like a trailer, and all it does is sell ice.
Oh yeah.
And you can go over. You can buy a bag of ice, or you can take your cooler and set it up underneath this chute and tell it you want 10 pounds, whatever.
I saw those on the way down there. We don't have those up here, but I did see those on the way down there because I was like, "That's interesting."
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised most hotels don't have something like that.
Yeah, you can either get like what is it, 5 pound bag of ice?
I think you can get a 5 pound, a 10 pound, or
just loose ice with no bag.
Yeah,
so like he's saying, you just take your cooler and set it under there, put your money in the slot, hit the button. Cooler's filled up with ice. Sometimes you got to scoop a little off the top so you can close the lid, throw that in the car, go on your way.
That actually is a good idea.
They usually put them. They usually put them in parking lots at intersections so you can get to them easy.
Yeah. Yep.
Carl said that they have something like that in Danville.
Just one though. Hey,
I know. Our grocery store has an ice machine just inside the door, which is not. I kind of like that because you're looking at it when you're in the checkout line. Oh yeah, I need a bag of ice, so you don't forget. Now, if you go to all the convenience stores, we usually have an ice machine or an ice cooler out front.
A chest of some kind out front, or something that the doors open outwards instead of upwards.
Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So
sometimes they're locked up, and you can't buy a bag of ice no matter how much money you got. I'm sorry, I forgot the key today.
I don't know if they still have them because it's been a couple years. But where I grew up, there's a meat market called Steve's Meat Market. Excellent food. Oh my God. Excellent meat market. They actually had vending machines, or have. I still don't know if they still have them or not, but vending machines for meat outside the meat market. Not necessarily like the steak cuts and stuff like that, but the processed stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Actually,
sounds excellent.
I was like, oh.
Oh, excuse me. I'll be back in a moment.
Oh, I've got to tell you, the vending machines at work, the prices have gotten outrageous. $4 for a pimento cheese sandwich? I mean, no, this is not right. I know y'all got to make money and pay the employees, and the employees have got to come out and restock the machines. But the idea of these things was so that people without money, much money, would have a way to have their meals at work without having to spend buckets worth at the grocery store for the same thing. Now it's actually cheaper to go to the grocery store, buy your little teeny tiny tub of pimento cheese, buy a loaf of bread, make your own sandwich, and take it to work than it is to get one out of the vending machine. If it weren't for these kind of vending machines, I'd have never got through college. I mean, I was living off of like $5 a day. And that was just fantastic for somebody in my, had a job, working my way through college, had college student money. But, prices have just gotten really strange. Refrigomat, I like that.
I mean, in some ways, it's like it's a small town. It's only got about 600-700 people in it. But it's like, if you get done drinking at the bar across the street and you're like, oh man, I want to make some bacon and eggs and I don't have any bacon laid out, you just go over to the.
Yeah.
Or if you're like, oh, look, they have squeaky cheese and meat sticks.
Squeaky cheese? You
Squeaky
got
cheese?
some explaining to do, Lucy. Squeaky cheese?
Yeah, it's like cheese curds. Like,
Oh, okay. No, I think it's just a testimony to my age, basically, to have seen all these things that I was used to being really, really affordable, even though they were really, really basic, to going just absolutely outrageous for almost the same basic stuff. And
do you know what's funny? Is that I used to ride around with a vending machine repairman. My dad did that for a job for a while.
okay, I wasn't going to ask.
And yes, he had said he had been down that road more than twice.
I guess it's just one of those things where, in my case, it's just watching the world change over and over and over again.
We already showed it, John, but I kept it up so you could see it.
Thank you.
All right. Now John's back. I got to run down the hall. I'm sorry. You can't go drinking beer all day and keep it to yourself.
It is
Big
40.
share.
It is 40.
Man.
Degrees, it is 40 degrees and raining in Ringgold.
18 degrees and light snow. You'd be like gas for 50 cents a gallon. I got gas today for like 3 something and I was ecstatic. Was it 3 something or 2 something? I don't remember. But luckily I had 70 cents in fuel saver.
You know, Iraq is an oil-rich country. Did you know that their gasoline is subsidized?
Did not know that.
I did not.
They get so many gallons per month free.
Really?
I can see that though.
Well, it's a part of their economy because, it's their land, their oil. They don't have any one company running it, so everybody gets a share. I think it did something like that in Alaska with the pipeline or something too. Everybody got a cut of the pipeline oil or something.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They get so many gallons free per month, and they line up every week to get their free gas. And then if they use more than that, they have to go pay for it. And it's that funky benzene gas too. It smells horrible. A lot of sulfur in it. And then now diesel fuel. I don't know what they do about diesel fuel. I've never asked. But most of they don't have a lot of infrastructure electrically. So most of the towns and villages have generators. And the poorer towns will only run the generator for so many hours a day. And on clear nights, it's kind of weird. You'd be sitting in Iraq and you'd see all these villages just suddenly go black. And the whole you see villages all over the place, and then all of a sudden, black.
Oh.
And when it went black, the flares from the oil wells lit up the sky.
Oh, did anybody pop Donna's comment up about?
Oh yeah, we were talking about that. No.
Yeah, that was when I was in college, Donna, and
those were the days.
Believe it or not, I remember back when I was a kid in the Knoxville area, my dad was complaining about the price of gas going up from 12 to 13 cents a gallon, going, I don't know how I can afford to drive to work with these prices. And I'm going, even back then, I'm going, it's a penny. Take it out of my allowance. Like I got an allowance. No, I didn't get an allowance. My parents bought me books.
I can remember a loaf of bread being a quarter.
In my
and a gallon of milk, 99 cents.
In my dad's mother's neighborhood, right up on the Smoky Mountains, there was closed down stores and what I'm told used to be the horse barn for the stagecoach and all this other stuff. I mean, you walk by, these buildings had not been torn down, still had signs in the windows, even though the shops were empty. Everything was closed down. You had to go to a brand new grocery store for your stuff. But eggs, 12 cents a dozen, loaf of bread, 12 cents, and this was fresh baked bread. And all this, I mean, mind-blowing stuff that you think was from a way earlier age, but no, it was just before the Great Depression. And people got their own chickens and got their own eggs. They started baking their own bread. The stores went out of business because the supply got too expensive. And just in that area, I mean, you would drive through this neighborhood and you'd see this car that Al Capone would not have looked out of place in, sitting on the side of the road because nobody could afford to repair it anymore.
Hey, I know somebody who's done that within the past couple of years. Just left it in a parking lot.
Isn't that called a Tesla?
Especially up here in Illinois.
Oh,
you're not allowed to repair your own Tesla. Hell, you can't even change your own tires. You've got to call a service for that.
Isn't that with a lot of newer cars though too? You can't change the tire and
well, famously, you had to buy a special key from Rolls-Royce to be able to open the hood so that you could show off the engine to your friends. Times have changed a lot, and they're going to keep right on changing, just like the weather. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. We just have to strap in and enjoy the ride.
Have you seen Rolls-Royce is building a nuclear reactor for spacecraft?
Really?
Yes.
It'll be a good one.
and it's apparently they're designing it to be used on like the moon base or Mars base. It's not a big reactor. It's something that can be easily transported. So, but there are pictures of it floating around.
Probably
Hey,
like
there's
a
a show coming up
tokamak.
in a half hour.
Uh-huh. Yes. Ah. Now, Rolls-Royce has got a reputation for building excellent stuff. Whether it's cars or airplane engines or what have you. That's if you got something Rolls-Royce in your equipment, that's a point of pride. It's got to be good or they won't sell it. It's not like a Fiat, you know. Friend of mine in high school had a Fiat. He was complaining it was time to change the spark plugs. He had to go to a shop and have the engine pulled out of the car so they could get to him.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I'd have to do the same thing right now with my van because it's a sideways mounted engine. You can't get to anything but the front
Yeah,
three
a friend of
spark
mine
plugs.
had a car that to change certain things in the engine, you had to undo the mounting brackets and roll the engine forward and lock it into place so that you could reach around behind the engine because it was a side mounted engine and it literally the back end of it sat right up against the firewall. I want to say it was a Chevy Lumina, but I might be wrong about that.
Carl, $600 to put in new plugs. Believe me, if you have ever looked into how to do that job, I'd be willing to pay somebody $600 to do that on mine. That's cheap because of how much effort is involved. Now, one thing I don't like is the place where I go and buy my tires. If I get a flat on the side of the road, I've got to call a service because even with all of the tools that I've got and the lug wrenches and all this other stuff, they put those things on with an air wrench and I can't break the lug nuts loose. I mean, I've been there with a cheater bar on the lug wrench, jumping up and down, and I cannot get those things to pop loose. So I've got a spare tire for my van that is totally useless because I couldn't change it if my life depended on it. The only reason I still carry it is because child of the 50s, teenager of the 60s and 70s, it was just the thing that you do. You got a spare tire. It's taking up space. I don't know. I may sell it on eBay. I don't know.
I just want to say that I'm sharing a picture and it was cold as hell.
Let's see. Pull this up.
There I am with the meat.
So not touching that line.
why not?
Not the green room.
We stopped there just to look at the
vending machines.
vending machines because it's the town we lived in when I was really little. So we didn't. That's not where I grew up, but yeah. So. Done.
Dawn gets some bacon. Yay!
No, actually, I got some meat sticks.
We're going to let that one pass too.
Which is true. I mean, I did get some meat sticks. And look, they had squeaky cheese.
Did you just say squeaky cheese?
Squeaky
I had
cheese.
to get that one explained to me too.
It's like all the little cheese curds in a. Joe, do you guys have squeaky cheese?
No.
Sounds like something they make for mouse traps. Squeaky.
Sounds like
It's
something
like
I
a
would
little
expect to see in
cheese curd, but-
Wisconsin.
What was that, Joe?
Sounds like something I would expect to see in Wisconsin.
Squeaky cheese.
Well, Wisconsin and Minnesota and
Got the squeaky cheese, eh?
you know, like the bagged cheese curds that come like in the vacuum sealed bags. Okay, squeaky cheese, because when you chew it, it squeaks.
Jeez. Oh.
Just search squeaky cheese. You know that it's
I
not.
will not.
I suppose
I'll
it
wind
sounds,
up on the dark web again. Yeah.
suppose it sounds better than fart cheese. You know, it's like,
And next thing you know, I'll be ordering a military vehicle that John would go, oh, that's a piece of shit, but you got it for $1. So,
Girls and cheese should not squeak.
I'm sure in some cultures it's a very acceptable thing to have cheese that squeaks. Yes.
You know, the longer I live outside of Minnesota, the more I realize that it's in a completely different. It's completely. It is.
It's not a different state. It's a pocket universe. Oh, and now Joe Bachman wants to write a story.
Damn it, you broke me. Oh my god, squeaky cheese. He found it on
And then again, with this crowd, there are some things that people just shouldn't do. But we do it anyway with pride, because that's the way we're built. I can imagine my subscribers over in England that are on canal boats watching this and going, honey, it's a good thing you moved away from Texas and came to someplace sane like England.
I'm finding out that the most insane comes from Minnesota.
I'm not gonna judge anything, because one of my favorite snacks growing up was buttermilk and cornbread and a big old slab of cheddar cheese, just as sharp as you could get it. It all depends on what you grew up with.
We were having way too much fun making fun of Minnesota.
I'm not making fun of Minnesota. No.
No, I am.
I'm not making fun of any. Well, you're from there. You're allowed.
And I'm homegrown even. After the week I've had, I need to laugh like this. I appreciate you guys tolerating me losing it.
Go ahead.
Poor Joey's had to put up with me 2 nights already.
I plead the fifth.
There are probably members of our audience that would like to see Dawn lose it more often, but shut up, Carl. He hasn't said anything yet, but I think he's typing. I can hear the keys clicking from here. All right. How expensive is that nerve burn thing? I think I may actually have to sign up for one.
No, you don't want to.
This is well, yeah, it's either that or drink enough liquor to where the pain goes away and ruin my liver.
She says Culver sells those. I don't endorse them. Well, Culver's is the only place that has cheese curds and squeaky cheese.
I'm gonna take off a little early because we're
Scared
getting
Joe.
snow, and they're talking about possibly calling me out to help the town plow tonight. So I'm gonna try and get a little bit of sleep.
Are you going to have to plow the whole town again?
Not at night. I only do that during the day.
You and the postman.
But they do prep for it, right? At night. Like fill up the salt trucks and stuff like that.
Yeah, we got the 1 ton filled up, and we have pickup trucks for plows in our little bitty town. But they've got them both filled up, and I won't spread salt tonight because there ain't enough traffic on these roads for it to make a bit of difference.
Plus, it's going to get so damn cold that the salt's not going to make a difference anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody
But-
was remarking on Facebook this morning that I believe it was that it was too cold for the salt or whatever it was they were spreading to make any difference.
Yeah, they use brine down here in our neck of the woods, and they mix the stuff up and then they spray it on the road right before it snows and ices.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly
it helps.
They say it keeps the stuff from sticking to the road. I say it's a waste of tax dollars, but that's neither.
It's actually the brine is cheaper than spreading actual salt, because we do the same thing up here. They have each unit has at least one tanker truck that goes around and sprays the major interstates and highways, and it doesn't keep it off for long, but it keeps it off long enough that if the storm hits earlier than expected and we're scrambling going, crap, we need to get the workers in here sooner to actually plow, the road conditions aren't as bad. Now, my little town, we barely can afford salt to begin with, let alone a machine to make up the brine and something to spray it with.
Yes. Sorry. My mind just went to Bermuda for a second. It'll be back.
But I'll see you all later. See
night,
most of you tomorrow night.
Good
Tomorrow
night,
night.
Joe.
Good night.
Have fun plowing the entire town. What are you doing, John?
Going to Bermuda. Leave me alone.
You forgot your sunshade.
John, I'm in this room. There's no way you're going to Bermuda because you're just going to keep thinking about ice cubes.
Only if they're in a drink.
Or the back of your shirt.
Who wears a shirt at the beach? Jeez, come on.
Who wears a shirt at the Waffle House? With ice cubes in it. I know I'm going to get my comeuppance. I might as well just
Enjoy
own
it
that.
while you can. It
I
won't.
said, just don't put me in the hospital and I'll be fine. I deserve it. Yeah, don't go, I put pineapple in there. Chris, you missed him.
Oh.
Well, I've had pneumonia ever since somebody stuck ice down my shirt.
Oh, whatever. Your me sticking ice down your shirt is probably the reason Joe Dog's been sick.
Well, you got to admit, John snapped to attention really quick. In more ways than one.
I love watching Donna tell the story since she saw John's face.
Oh, now that's a thought.
I have a red wizard's hat.
I've got a lot of hats. I don't have a red one.
You'd look like Ordo from He-Man.
There are worse things to aspire to.
That was cute the way Dan was holding his can. You couldn't see the can, but just had his hand up there. Ah.
I think there's actually been a screenshot of that that someone took and put out there. It's like, I'm drinking out of the TARDIS. Um, no, I'd be drinking inside the TARDIS because it's relatively chilly outside. Oh,
Baby
Sword in
back
the Stone.
ribs.
Yeah. Yes. Uh, oh dear, 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 dear. Um, oh, what are you doing, John? My ears don't stick up that much, but I got the scarf. Um, actually, I've got the green Jedi robe too, but that thing it is designed to trail along the ground, and the sleeves are designed to cover up your hands. So I keep thinking I need to sew in little hooks and things to where I can walk without tripping and actually uh, use my hands for dripping. Um, yeah, Chris, you got that, didn't you? That was actually a was it T.H. White that wrote um, a retelling of the Camelot legends and King Arthur and whatnot. I've got a copy on the shelf. I haven't read it in decades. But yeah, yeah. Um, Merlin was going to Bermuda. Yeah. Um, and the classics are being forgotten. Well, maybe, maybe not. Um, they're still there. Uh, People are buying them in ebooks rather than buying the paperbacks or the hardbacks or whatever anymore. But there are still a lot of people reading um, almost everything. I mean, you can even get the expanded version of Robinson Crusoe as an ebook now. Now that's I had read the condensed version as a child, and that left out.
Isn't Robinson Crusoe in public domain now?
It probably is, yeah. But back in the day, they left out like the first half of the book because that was several other adventures that he had before actually winding up on the island, and they tended to leave out some of the bits and pieces once he actually got on the island about where it took him a while to decide that since he's in the South Atlantic, South Pacific, I don't remember exactly where, um, clothing was a little bit superfluous when you're the only person there.
Except on Fridays.
That's casual Fridays.
Yeah, well, he made sure that Friday had a loincloth. I'm sure. Um, I know I remember that part from there somewhere. Maybe that was just in the kids' version. In Swiss Family Robinson, I actually got an ebook copy of that. It's not a deluxe ebook or anything.
I wonder if
It's
they've
just
still
one
got
of those.
that amusement at Disney World.
Which one?
The treehouse for Swiss Family Robinson.
Oh, I do not know. I do not know. Have not been back there since I was in high school. My sister and her family go. They try and go every year.
I liked walking around that thing. It's pretty cool. Nice.
And it's a wonderful amusement park. It really is. Um, I always thought if I ever went back again, because I like roller coasters. So if I ever go to amusement park, I need to get some of those goggles that'll keep my glasses from flying off while I'm on a roller coaster. At least that way I can see what I'm doing instead of just vague shapes and color blurs flying by. Wonder if they let me get away with that. Maybe it's Six Flags in Atlanta. Not sure.
The Swiss Family Treehouse is an attraction at the Magic Kingdom, Tokyo Disneyland, Disneyland Park in Disneyland Paris, and then apparently they've got one in Hong Kong. It's called Tarzan's Treehouse. Oh, at Disneyland and Hong Kong, it's been changed to Tarzan's Treehouse.
Oh, well, might be a movie.
Damn you, Phil Collins! Damn you all to hell! Okay. I used to have to work in a store right next to the ice skating rink at Eastgate Mall, and all the ice skaters. That album played at least twice a day in its entirety. Is the soundtrack from Disney's Tarzan. I got so tired of hearing Phil Collins' voice. It wasn't funny.
Well, it's like working retail at Christmas time. You're gonna hear every Christmas carol that's ever been written over and over and over, and even the pop songs that are Christmas time.
I actually have, within the past couple of years, have stopped hating Christmas music after being in retail for as long as I had been.
You know, we need more winter holiday music and less Christmas music. Just because Christmas is only that little part of the year, but let's face it, it's cold right now and we need snow songs and stuff like that. There's only like 5 or 6 snow songs for me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dashing through the snow, I hope I do not die.
The cancel culture generation got rid of "Baby It's Cold Outside." So
yeah, that's true, and I don't know if I really disagree with that. It's just one of those things that, well,
these are the same idiots that are trying to rewrite James Bond. So that's
no.
Thing is, if you listen to "Baby It's Cold Outside," she's trying to convince herself to leave too.
Well,
and I know to me it's kind of however you want to hear it, but I hear that too, like in her that she's trying to make excuses to that she should leave, but she doesn't really want to.
Okay, that I will. That I will.
Now I've got that song stuck in my head now.
That's all right. That's all right. Spring is coming.
That may have done it. I may no longer have that other song in my head now.
Okay, well, let's move along before it gets back.
Let me see. Was I just there's some neat news. Oh, okay. Ukraine-Russia thing going on. Somehow or another.
Not the green room, Carl. Not the green.
You should contact your doctor, or at least go flirt with Donna.
No. You're only supposed to contact your doctor if it stays up for 4 hours. Okay.
And if Donna's not at last man standing, we know why. Because there was already a last man stand.
Apparently, it's going to be more than one man standing tonight. That's
Oh.
all right.
Anywho,
the Ukrainians attacked 2 Russian aircraft that were high priority aircraft. It's basically, they call it a mainstay, and it's basically the Russian version of the AWACS control aircraft. And it's got the big radar on top, long range, and it sees stuff hundreds of miles away. And one of the main reasons that everyone's saying they took these 2 planes out is because Ukraine's getting ready to get the F-16s, And if they can bring the F-16s into theater, they don't want the Russians seeing them until it's too late. So, which ought to be
Well,
cool.
thanks to Starlink, it's just not going to be any different nowadays. I mean, might as well just paint them fluorescent orange and put glow lights along the side.
That would be kind of evil, wouldn't it? I mean, just,
Yeah, really.
of course,
I don't
technically, you don't have to
care
put glow lights on an F-16. It's got 500 feet of flame coming out the back end of it.
I don't care what you can see. I'm coming after you anyway. Oh dear. Oh dear.
One of us is lagging.
Me. I can tell.
Oh, because you just started.
I just started up the other room. Yeah. So the computer is not able to keep up with both channels at the same time. But
Okay. You see,
I guess that means somebody wants me to buy a new computer.
Yes, Microsoft. They want everyone to buy a new computer. That's why they're switching from Windows 10 to Windows 11 and then killing Windows 10.
Yeah. Well.
Oops. There
Let's
was
see.
a
I don't know
rollover
if this is an i7 that I'm streaming on now, which is a whole lot better than the i4 or 5 in the other computer, or the i5 that was my laptop. And okay, yeah, if I got to buy an i9,
Oh, mine's got an i7 processor too.
yeah, I would go ahead and I'll be looking at the online catalogs going, let's see, I need something that's not really a huge computer, but it's got this processor and buckets of RAM, and I'm only going to use it for this purpose.
We play a game?
I thought Matthew Broderick was coming in the bedroom. I almost got happy. Well, back in the day, not so much now. Bueller.
That's all right. My wife says he's still cute.
It's the comb over he's doing right now. No.
Well, considering the most recent thing she's seen him do was Godzilla. So, yeah, it's been a little while.
Yeah, just a week.
You might have not been doing the
They've
comb
like
over.
had quite a few Godzillas since that one.
Yeah.
I've done the comb over then.
Hey.
All right, let's take a moment and say good night to everybody. I want to thank everybody who's on the show: Zach, Joe, JD with the baby, Aurora, and Dawn, and Dan Hollifield, and our Rogues Gallery that's over here in the comment section. Thank you.
Chris Donna Carl, the dude that like bolted when we wouldn't give him his damn link. F him.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Where's that darn button I gotta hit here? Darn it.
Well, the other right. Oh,
yeah. Okay. There.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Oh.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.